We turn our attention now to the latest Household Financial Wellness Index, which has highlighted the impact of price inflation, rising interest rates and no pay hikes. The index has come in reflecting an increase to 67.6 points following a steep decline in 2020. Momentum Insights specialist Monique Schehle joins us for more on this. Monique, thank you so much for your time. Let's unpack really what this index is telling us about the current state of the household and its finances.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, unfortunately, as you indicated, it's not a rosy picture. We had seen until 2018 a slow increase of the index, showing that households were becoming more financially well. Unfortunately, COVID hit not only households but the entire economy, which put us and set us back as households. It has slightly shown an improvement in 2021, but not to pre-COVID levels. And this would be a Newzroom exclusive, but looking at our Consumer Vulnerability Index that is being released this week, we also saw that when we're talking to our key informants, that they predict it's going to take at least 2 years for households to reach those pre-COVID levels. What the Financial Wellness Index in partnership with UNISA and Momentum has told us is that households really need to take their finances into their own hands. As you've indicated, there are so many things outside of our control that are currently impacting on our ability to achieve financial success. And this index is really just giving bite-sized data that helps households to move their households' finances towards achieving financial success.
Does the slight improvement and a positive near-term outlook, along with the long-term outlook in this regard, speak of the resilience of the South African consumer?
It does, but what it also shows is that households can only take so much. Many households, unfortunately, had to get rid of their assets, had to cash in their retirement annuities, had to sell houses, properties, which was their nest egg. So having to build that up again. Resilience is something that South African households have, but it only goes so far. They have to change behavior. There are other things that they can do apart from just being resilient, things like financial literacy. And really about setting those goals and making sure that we work to achieve them. What our research found is that only 51.6% of South African households actually have financial goals. And that is the first step to financial success and then financial resilience, as you indicate.
How realistic do these goals need to be, given that the current economic climate is quite precarious?
They have to be realistic and they have to be adjusted as you go on. So financial success is short-term goals that you achieve in looking pursuit of those long-term goals. They have to be realistic. Success is extremely subjective and it is specific to households. So you need to, as a household, work together to make sure that those goals that you have are achievable and that you have plans in place to achieve them. It doesn't help purely writing them down on a piece of paper. As a household, they need to be specific, clear, and we need to work together and remain accountable. And that can only be done if those goals are realistic and they are bite-sized goals.
Does the index give an inkling of what South African consumers and households are prioritizing, particularly during these tough economic times?
There is debt reduction. There is still wealth creation. And then there's also just daily survival. So it's make sure that I'm able to put food on the table, clothe my children, send them to school, and keep the lights on when there is power.
That latter part definitely is one that we are all struggling with. But thank you so much for your time. That is Monique Schehle from Momentum talking to us about this index that measures the wellness of South African households.